Hello my friends, this is Chico Lopez. Welcome today to this special video. I am in the city of Los Angeles, California. I'm in the Intercontinental Hotel, very high floor. If you look at these buildings right underneath here, that right there, the little square, that's a helicopter pad. That's where the helicopters go. So very high, and in the back over there, you have all the, let me see. If I go close, if I go far away, if I touch here, maybe, there we go. In the back over there, you can see things. Okay, anyhow, guys, we're in California. There's a great fight coming up right now. The topic of today, of this video, is going to be very, very special, okay? We're going to talk about purpose. Pay attention to the whole video. It's very, very interesting. It's called about purpose, okay? We are in LA. There's going to be a great boxing match between Sean Porter and Errol Spence, both elite fighters at 147 pounds. Sean Porter holds the WBC belt, and it's going to be fantastic. Now, about purpose, two things that I'm going to talk to you about. One of them is movies from Hollywood, and the other one is going to be from real life. I'm going to start with Hollywood, okay? So you guys can understand. There's a movie called The Phoenix, the X-Men, the mutant mans and stuff like that. X-Men is called, right? So you got like the Wolverine, you got Storm, and then you got, Cyclones, you got all the guys in there. You got Dr. Xavier, and you got Magneto, which I really love that character of Magneto. And so there is a girl there called that she reaches a level of when she becomes really mad and crazy and very powerful. It's called the Phoenix, right? So this girl was very afraid, very, very afraid of, this is good for children to watch this, right? So she was very afraid of her powers because she created an accident where her mother died, and she was very angry about this accident. She didn't know how to control her powers, and that created a huge problem. So Dr. Xavier told her like this, and it was a very good way to say things. He says, you see this right here? This right here is a pen. This actually is a very nice pen. It's a Mont Blanc pen. I don't know if you guys know what a Mont Blanc pen. It's a good quality pen, right? It's a good quality pen. So, of course, you can use this pen. It says, you can, they use a pen, something like this, real high quality pen, to write the Constitution of the United States. You can write this to write some documents, to write beautiful music, to write, a love letter that is going to be the one letter that's going to, impress your girlfriend or your boyfriend, and that's going to, become a very important person of your life, maybe the mother of your children, maybe a song that's going to be, a hit around the world, like Elvis Presley, or maybe Michael Jackson, or one of these great guys, right? Or maybe just some really great thoughts by a thinker and writing down, or maybe Winston Churchill, writing some documents, or JFK, the president, signing a document, or maybe the great president Donald Trump signing a document. Maybe a president from a small country around the world that's just a great honest guy, or maybe just a book writer like Gabriel Garcia Marquez writing a document, right? So a pen is a tool, right? But you can also have somebody that can come in and take this pen and just out of very mean act, maybe somebody's drunk, maybe they decide to hurt somebody, take this pen, could be a weapon, right? You see the movie Goodfellas, when the guy take the pen and is talking on somebody's throat, kill the guy, right? Somebody can come this and put in somebody's eye, tap it, go directly to his brain, and maybe kill the person. So you got to be careful, because this is a pen, okay? And you can make out of this pen something, whichever thing you want. You want to make this pen for something great, or you want to make this pen for something that's destructive, right? That was one sample of how purpose works, right? This is how life is, universal rights of purpose, right? Now, when it comes to the story that is real life story, there's a video that I watched yesterday that was very impressive. There's a guy by the name of Renzo Gracie. You can follow him on Instagram by Renzo, RENZEO, Renzo Gracie. He's an amazing guy. He's an ambassador in Brazil. He's an ambassador for how do you call it, for the image of Brazil and stuff like that, and he's just an amazing guy. He's a warrior himself. Now he has a club somewhere, a boxing gym for jiu-jitsu. somewhere in Manhattan, middle Manhattan, like Middletown Manhattan, and then he has another one near Central Park, right, uptown Manhattan. So the guy is just phenomenal guy, right? But when he was young, there's a video, very old video that shows him without his shirt. He just came in from practicing some jiu-jitsu, and it was a very rough time. He has some marks in his face. He maybe had a broken teeth or something, and he's smiling in front of the camera where you can see the pleasure on his face. And he's like just going on the camera. He's saying like, hey man, you know, I want you to see my face. I want you to see, look, my teeth. And you know, they don't fit together and stuff like that and blah, blah, blah. And he says, you know, I want my grandkids, I want my children to see this video in the future because I have the gift of this jiu-jitsu. You know, he has all this power. He can take a bigger guy and defeat that bigger guy. He can destroy somebody if he wants to. Then he also has the gift of courage, the gift of gameness. He can stay in a fight and overcome the person. He's comfortable being on the bottom and then come up to the top, being brave and so on. So, but he has a gift. He was a young guy. He said, I want to thank my father. This is in the video. I want to thank my father for having this gift. This gift means he can say that with this gift, he can be the bad guy or he can be the good guy. Obviously, over time, like I said before, today he has these clubs and he teaches women how to protect themselves on the street in case somebody wants to hurt them, maybe rape them, maybe hurt them and steal money from them, you know, or just hurt them in general. It's a lot of wacko people in New York or anywhere in the world for that matters. But these men teach people how to defend themselves from in case of an emergency, right? That happens also in the United States. They have a big deal about guns and stuff like that. Of course, you know, there are some people that believe the guns are a problem. But then there's other people like me that believe actually gun is really not the reason. Guns are like necessary because if a good guy don't have a gun, guarantee you the bad guy is gonna have a gun, and that's the main problem with guns, right? So you know, if you have a bad guy coming to do a shooting, but the good guys are never going to do a shooting because they're good guys on the head, they will have a gun and protect the people that are there. So it's the same thing, you know. More, you know, you look at the city of Chicago, which guns are forbidden. And they have like, you know, 1,500 or something bullets, you know, murders or something like that on this year. I look at some statistic. I'm not quite on it right now because I can remember exactly what it was. But the state of Maine, which everybody carries a gun, there's, I think only four shots have been fired on the whole year, 2019. And the reason why that happens is because people will not become crazy because they know they will get shot. But when a place where everybody's like a sheep, well, the wolf go in there and make a party. It's the same thing. So this man, Renzo, came out with this thing, and he told me, my sons, this is a gift that I have. I'm going to use it to be a great person and lift all the people in humanity, like these women that I was telling you, and these people that are learning, kids learning jiu-jitsu is a beautiful thing. The whole idea started with his father, that he taught them about gameness, not giving up, okay? BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right? So it is a beautiful thing when you have this kind of power. You look at these boxers, you know, look at Sean Porter. He's a very nice guy. Look at Terrence Crawford, he's a sweetheart. Look at Usyk, Alexander Usyk. I have his cup somewhere. I just came from running and I was having his cup. This is WBC cup, right? And, you know, Usyk, you know, he's a very nice guy, very likable guy. So, you know, you got these great people, you know, and so we talk about purpose, right? So you got this gift, or you have this pen. You have the pen or a gift. You can do things with it, right? So when it comes to how did this tie in to the dogs, it tied in like this. Listen to me. And this is, you know, you guys coming to the channel. I know I'm going to have fans. I'm going to have haters. I'm going to have people that are learning about the breed. And I'm going to have people. I just now got off the phone with a swamper, right? Swamper called me. He's from Pennsylvania. And he tried to tell me stories about, you know, his experiences from the year 2000 to blah, blah, blah. I know this guy from Texas, whatever dogs he had, and this bloodline, which, you know, from Houston, and they selling these dogs. And then I said to him, I said, listen, I don't want to know about this stuff. I'm not connected with the world. You understand? I'm not going to do nothing. Why one of your dogs, I'm going to show you I'm a good guy. So I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do nothing with you. And the reason why I said this is because I don't trust that person to be a good person. I don't trust that person has not sold me the idea that the person is going to do something good with my dogs. So I do have a responsibility, and that's the problem why the breed got destroyed. And you see these mutts they call pit bulls that are mixed with other dogs, and they made by breeders like, let's say the bully is a mutt, the exotic dog is and also the even more dangerous, these giant so-called pit bulls, which are not pit bulls, by the way. They're nothing to do with a pit bull, but they call them giant pit bulls to get a name, because the pit bull will attract them. It's like, oh my God, yeah. But those mutts that are huge and they're especially trained to attack people, or they call it defense now. So no, it's a defense dog, right? That's one angle to see it. But it's another angle to see it as well as an attack dog, right? And so what happens, one of those dogs, is in protecting the house, and you have a fireman, there's a fire, or police need to come in to the house, or some rescue people come in, and then this dog is there, right? And attack somebody, 100-pound dog, 150-pound pit bull, fake pit bull, giant pit bull, come and destroy a guy, a human, a person that's coming to do a good work. So it's all purpose, right? So when it comes to dogs and about bloodlines, for you guys that are into law enforcement, and you guys that are investigating people and stuff like that, let me just teach you something so you can understand. You guys need to learn about the truth, okay? Because you guys sometimes go into people's house and, oh, this dog is for dog fighting because he's pedigree, right? No, that's not how it works. You see, that dog is back in the 1900s, early 1900s, it was established that the best warriors in combat were actually the best pets. So in the year 2020, let's say someone like me, my dogs are strictly pets. So I check everybody, make sure they're getting a dog as a pet. I do contract, make sure the person is, when the person calls me, he's attached to the swamp, and I can see he's attached to something illegal, I automatically, say, no, you can't, we're not gonna do any business, right? Can't do nothing with you. So with that being said, the purpose is very important. So when you have a great dog today from Chico Lopez, what is the purpose? The purpose is for you to enjoy that dog. The purpose is for you to have a great time. The purpose is for you to take the dog and go running, go jogging in the morning, boom, boom, take him to the beach, and you walk with the dog in the beach, take him out to the park, let the kids come play with the dog, and have that responsibility that you have the dog. And why you don't breed that dog? Why Chico don't allow people to breed dogs? Very simple. You have a dog from me, maybe you bought it, I gave it to you, whatever the case might be. You're not allowed to breed that dog. Why you're not allowed to breed the dog? Because breeding has a tremendous responsibility. And when you breed my dog, not only you destroy my work and my efforts for almost 30 years, but you also break your word to second, because nobody's really allowed to breed the dogs. But you might be breeding this dog to a mud dog that you think is a good dog, and you now create an animal that is not good for society. There's also, there's also not good German Shepherds and all these dogs that destroy in the breedings. So the good dogs for society are dogs like my dogs, which are great with people. They're good for running, they're inspirational, they help people grow, they add value to the community. You have a dog that is part of American history. It's a dog that started with America. You understand? When the American, the people from Europe came to America, they brought dogs and they created this beautiful breed of warriors that now became only pets. These only pets, this only for the purpose of being a pet, is the same thing of the purpose of being a pen, to write the Constitution, to write a beautiful song, or for you to have in your mind and in your body the ability to knock down somebody or put him on submission, like with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And the purpose for you is to use it just in case you need to defend yourself, right? But not to go mugging people and destroying people. You understand? Because that would have been the case, then all boxing gyms, all jiu-jitsu gyms, all criminals are training. No, great people are training themselves to protect themselves from the bad guys, right? So with the dogs, it's the same thing. Great people need to get a hold. They have the right, they have the universal right to have the best dogs in the world. Happens to be that in America, we have the best dogs in the world. Whether the dogs were born in Brazil, but they're still American dogs because come from American standards and American great dogs. So purpose is a very important thing. What you do with something, you go to the airport and I have a friend, we have a rock quarry, right? So we get a lot of rocks. And so my friend came over and we were, as we mining, we discovered this big, like it's a quartz, right? It's a piece like a glass type of deal, beautiful rock, and we broke it. We put it all over the rock quarry. When you come in, you can see them. And so we took a chunk, right, big chunk, and we put it in a whole suitcase. I tell my friend, I want you to take this rock and give us a gift to somebody very, very special for me. In Texas, my friend, he's from Texas, and I said, okay, I'll pay for the suitcase, everything. When we go, we pay for the suitcase and all. Then they call us, say, hey, you can't take this with you. So what do you mean? He said, this could be used as something to hit somebody in the head. So, but we didn't take it for that. Look, I work in a rock quarry. Look, this is my business card and everything else. But they thought that somebody, that my friend could have hit somebody in the head with this rock. And that's why they wouldn't allow it. Ridiculous, to be honest with you. Brazil, it could be ridiculous sometimes, right? The people, right? But what I want you to understand is the purpose. Everything in life, is good or bad depending on the person. Is the person and is the purpose. And when it comes to the purpose, to the person, you also need to understand the other side of it, right? Like a lot of people come in and say, hey, it's not the dogs, it's only the person. But that's not true either, because now we're going into a different topic. We're going into the importance of genetics. Yes, you gotta have a great person. Yes, you gotta have a good person. But at the same time, you gotta have great genetics, because if you don't have the great genetics, even if you take a donkey, or you take a barn horse or a plow horse or a farming horse, and then you take him to a racetrack and you do all the training, you do all the special vitamins, you do everything that you got to do with this lower level horse or this donkey, you're not going to win the Kentucky Derby. You're not going to be even relevant in this situation. You got to have the proper mechanism and the proper genetics. So when it comes to dogs, is two things are important. Okay, the person, which is going to have the right purpose and is going to have the right intentions as what the person is going to do. And the other thing that is very important is the genetics. So having the right genetics, the right reasons why to have a great dog. Obviously, today we live in a world that's very feminized. And if you're a feminized individual, I will never recommend you to get a dog from me. Because these dogs are for people that are very tough. They are for people that are very strong dogs. A lot of people in America, they love to go fishing, they love to go hunting, they love to, they like to go camping, hiking. Those people are perfect for that. Here in Brazil we have some really great tough guys, right? And so at the same time, that's the kind of person, a guy that likes to do sports and wants to run with a dog and wants to have a great dog for training partner. Listen, I'm actually in shock. A lot of the guys, tough guys that get my dogs, the dogs get confiscated by the wives. The wife said, no, this is going to be our pet in the house, going to sleep in the house, going to sleep in the bed. And you can go to my Instagram account and see the dog sleeping in beds and just walking and going to parties, birthday parties, children running around, people having a good time. Those are my dogs. Those are my dogs. And the wives take them now only for that. And so the guys call me and say, man, I want to have another male, I want to have another girl just for me. My wife's going to keep that one. I'm going to have this one for me. Because my wife don't allow me to walk the dog no more because she wants the dog to be in the house and it's going to get her paws dirty or whatever. So as long as the person has good intentions and he has the right purpose, the dog could be of a very finest bloodline, and that'll be the best thing to have the right bloodline. Now, when you said you have a pit bull that's coming from fighting bloodlines, I heard this the other day from a guy that says, oh, but the fighting, listen to me. All pit bulls, 1000%, every single dog that you call a pit bull that has a little bit of pit bull, that goes back to some time in the past to a fighting bloodline. It's just the breed. It started as a fighting dog, but today, on 2019, my dogs, the ones that I have today, are for the purpose of enhancing the life of the person, adding value to that person, making that person better, giving you courage, giving you the passion to lead, the passion to go. I have a guy called me. He's he's a veteran for the United States Service, right? And he called me and said, "Listen, man, I need a dog for myself. I can only, have this problem in my head and stuff like that, and I want to have an American Pit Bull Terrier." We talk about it. I gave him actually a discount because he didn't have all the money and stuff like that. Then he had his son. He became a little sick too, so I gave him a really, really great deal. I wanted to help him have something special for himself. I felt, he's an American veteran, and he actually, he gave his time. He had battle time, so he gave his time to the United States of America that I love so much. So why not? Why not help him? He helped the country. I'm going to help him a little bit, show him some love. So when it comes to having great dogs, the purpose is very important. Okay, the quality of the genetics is very important, and just like a pen, you can do great things with it. You can also do bad things with it. Today, everyone that calls me, and this is very important for you swampers and breeders and stuff that call me, this message is all over the place. don't call me, because I'm not working with breeders. Now I'm not working with people doing anything illegal. Unfortunately, the videos has to be made like that, and I gotta go over and over and over and get this, because I still get calls. I mean, people call me, and I can tell. I mean, they're not asking me, I want it for this, but I can tell. You understand? I can tell. So I don't sell a lot of dogs because of that reason. I'd rather give them away to top of the line people that will make the dogs popular or famous, because it'll be a great thing for the dogs, for the breed, for my particular dogs. See, a lot of people say, Chico, you're doing all these things for the breed. The real breed is what I have. So people's like, oh, we're going to preserve the breed. How can you preserve dogs if you have fake dogs? How can you preserve a real pit bull? See, to preserve something, you got to have the original deal. You can't preserve something that's fake. But from this bloodline, but that's not the maximum exposition of the breed. Only the maximum, the very top of that's what needs to be preserved. You can't preserve in the middle, you can't preserve in the bottom, you're not preserving the best. It's like, for instance, if we would select all the elephants are going to be gone. Listen, and you're going to allow me to have one female and one male. I want to get the best elephant male and the best elephant female to preserve that, right? Best tiger, it's like the whole thing in the Bible, Noah's Ark, right? They had the best male, the best female, going to that for preservation. That's called selection. What happened to the other ones didn't make it? It was God's method of cleaning up, and they're all gone, right? If they didn't fit in there, they're all gone. So it is the same way, folks. There's many ways to go about the topic, but the main thing is this. It's called purpose. Having the right purpose for the things like that, And you got to remember this, the year is 2019. The world has changed. We live in a really, really feminized world. The whole process of the American Pit Bull Terrier has gone through such a destructive path. And at the beginning, it was when the dogs became sold and bred by breeders, and then after that is when the dogs in 2007 just transfer hands. They went from the hands of the dog guys that had good dogs into the hands of dogs and criminals. Dogs and criminals. And so in America today, I will say that from what I understand, because I always have ears on the ground, and the dogs, the level is really garbage. It's really, so for all you young guys, you are 14, 15, 17, your cousin used to be doing things illegal with dogs, your father used to do things illegal with dogs, your grandfather, maybe your big brother and stuff like that. Don't do it. Don't get into it. Just get the best dog possible. If you want to get one dog to enjoy yourself, you can call me, and as long as you don't have no attachments to nothing illegal, we'll go through a process to see if you qualify. We'll go through a process to you qualify. But we want the best dogs in the hands of the best people. You understand? And make sure that the best dogs is always preserved. We don't need to preserve the bottom feeders. We need to preserve the dogs of the puppy peddler. So you breeding dogs and selling dogs, that's not for you guys that don't have great genetics. You're not preserving anything. You're spreading garbage, which is the opposite. That's your purpose. Your purpose is ignorant purpose to spread garbage. Great dogs need to be preserved. Great people need to have. My motto, what's my motto? I said, I want the greatest dogs going into the greatest people. Greatest dogs going to the greatest people. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for greatness. We're looking for things. So the video today was about purpose. I hope you can share this video with your best friends, with family. If you guys don't know nothing, if you guys are like a law enforcement or something like that, you're watching this video now, you understand really how it really works. You gotta have dogs for the right purpose. The purpose gotta be having the dog as a family dog. That's awesome. That's actually awesome. There's if you don't like a dog, an American Pit Bull Terrier says, oh, I don't like it because I consider this to come from a particular dog in the past or whatever, then you have to kill all pit bulls in the world. And obviously that's what some agencies in America are trying to do, just kill all pit bulls, saying that all dogs are bad. And you are mistaken, okay? You are totally mistaken. The dogs are great. My clients are proving it around the world, My clients are proving it. Great dogs, greatest people, and most definitely a great thing going for society. So Americans deserve to have their dog, and they have their dog. It's the very best dogs in the planet. Thank you very much. My name is Chico Lopez. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.